Hi, I'm Mike Smith, and I've been in web development for over 16 years. And not just web development, like, okay, I made a website and now you have a cool little website. No, it's been an actual organic development of websites so that you can be organically found on the internet. Now, what does that mean? So, if you go on google.com and you type in shoes for sale, you're going to find that the first three results are going to be paid advertising, and then everything else under that, the next 10 are going to be organic. And that's where you want to be at. And a lot of companies struggle with that because you might be paying $2 or $1 for the first three spots, but the next like 1 through 10 are all free. Now, how do you get there? But not just that, you talk about like the emerging web culture where we are today. Now you have social media advertising, you have different directory placements, you have blogs and so many different things, and it's all interconnected. And most people only learn how to do one thing or the other thing, but most people don't know how to do all the things. So you might go online and say, okay, I want to do, Facebook, I want to blow up my Facebook. And then you're going to find a guy who just blows up your Facebook. Well, if you're paying for that service, chances are you're just throwing away all your money. And same thing if you want to do paid Google like advertising, you're just throwing away your money. If you want to just build a website, you're just throwing away your money. And so why is someone like OrganixSEO important, and why does it need to help your business today? And it's because we look at every single facet of your business, and we're one of the only companies out there that do that. And that's why we're sourced by Fortune 500 companies, by government organizations, and so many different other companies. And over the years, we've helped thousands of businesses look at every single facet of the business and how to interconnect and tie everything together. Because if you're not going to do that, then you're not going to have success. And what you're going to do is you're going to find that you're throwing away a ton of money over here, a ton of money over here, and a ton of money over here. At the end of the day, it's just not worth it. So we're going to go through and do a website evaluation of your company, and we're going to not just do a website evaluation, but a company evaluation to make sure you're hitting all the different things that are out there. So the evaluation we're talking about, which is on our website, and of course you've probably seen this and read this, but I'll go through it, is your website. We're going to talk about keywords, ranking, saturation, code, analytics, redirects, platform, and hosting. The next thing is social media accounts. You're talking about content accuracy, cross-linking ads, budgeting. I mean, social media is so huge, but are you looking at Twitter? Are you looking at Instagram? You're looking at Facebook? But how does it all interconnect? And when you interconnect it, is it interconnecting properly so you're actually getting traffic, and are you getting sales? Because if you're in the sales business, obviously you need to be getting people's money, but you have to be hitting the right target market and the right people. And if you're not doing that, then you're not going to be successful. We're going to talk about email campaigns. How are you collecting emails? How are you marketing those emails? How are you blasting those emails? And is it even effective? And how much money are you putting into that versus how much return are you getting on your ROI? The next thing we're talking about is advertising, and that could be pay-per-clicks, geo-targeting, follow-me ads, budgeting, and projections. Because if you're going to sit there and you say, okay, I have a $10,000 budget per month, or even if it's a $1,000 budget per month, it doesn't matter what your budget is, because we deal with guys who do $250,000 a month on budgeting. But the point is that if you're going to spend money, is it going to give you return on your investment, on your ROI? What does it look like? What are your projections like? And how can you, effectively, when you put a dollar out there, how much is coming back? And we're going to look at that. Next thing is content. You're going to have content, and people say, yeah, I've got a website, it's got a picture, and then it has a little text over here, but what else is really needed? And most people don't think about this, but this is where we're going to come in. We're going to say, what is the interconnectivity of everything? What does it look like? Because it's a one big picture. So you could have, advertising. You're going to have SEO over here. You can have your website over here. But what is the content? Because if you don't have a good content-driven website, you don't have a good content-driven social media, and it's all interconnected, then you're going to fail. And the content we're going to look at is videos, text, verbiage, and other recommendations. Because when people look at your website and they look at everything that you're doing, they're looking at you. And if what's in your head has to actually be on your website and everything that you do. Because if you might think you understand exactly how to present it, but you're not thinking about how is the person looking at it actually reading it, how are they viewing it. And if they don't understand what you're talking about, then you're going to lose them. So we're going to come in and we're going to show you how to put what's in your head that makes sense to you, makes sense to everybody else. Okay, that's very important. Other opportunities we're going to talk about: subdomains, missed opportunities, costs and projections. And this is on other items. So you might say, okay, I have one website here, but let's just say you're a national company. You might have one website that covers the United States, but we're going to say, hey, let's look at other websites. So maybe you have a lot of business in Texas. Let's make a website that goes into Texas and talks about everything that goes about in Texas. And we're going to do specific keyword marketing campaigns. We're going to do SEO for that Texas campaign and market to people that are in Texas. And we're going to create something that can go in every single state, so that way you can have a higher level degree of results. Because people on the East Coast are different than people on the West Coast. So we want to make sure that maybe it's just east and west and that's it. But what if we have to go down to state level? Then what are people in Texas doing versus people in Florida are doing versus people in Minneapolis? What are they doing? And we want to make sure that we hit all those different sectors and appeal to the mass categories, not just of the United States, but of every individual state. And we can even break it down to even what county or what city that they're in. And this is very important because each city and everybody is different. So you want to make sure that you're hitting each individual person exactly how they need to be hit. And last thing, other services that we offer: logo, graphics design. We can do video editing, drone, app design. If you want, like, talk about accounting systems, you have NetSuite, QuickBooks. We have professionals here that can help integrate all this stuff. So if you have a website now and you're thinking, how do I get my website to integrate into NetSuite? How do I get it to integrate into QuickBooks and drop all that information in automatically? Well, then we can be there as a source to help you figure out how to do that. So not just create something that's going to get you new sales, but how do we automate that so you can reduce costs overall? And so what OrganixSEO is a company that is actually going to help you reduce costs overall. We're going to help you, figure out how to, when you put $1 out there, are you going to get $100 back, or however the ROI needs to be? And are you evaluating those results? And if you're not hooking up with a company that can do all this, and I guarantee you there's not one out there that does it exactly how we're doing it, because they're going to be focused just on Facebook. They're going to be focused on your website. They're going to be focused on something else. They're not focusing on the full-blown picture, and that's what we're here to do. So you might look at our prices and say, this is a little bit expensive, but if you think about how much money you're actually throwing away to all these other companies, we're actually the best deal for your buck. Because at the end of the day, when you're throwing $500 here, $500 here, and you're just spending all these $500 every single which way you can, and you're not getting the results you need, spend it on somebody who we might be, $450 an hour, however much we might be. But at the end of the day, if you're getting the results, from us that are going to give you actual true results in your bank account, then it was worth it. And that's why we charge what we charge, because not we're trying to rip you off, but we are providing a service that is absolutely 100% going to be worth it to you, because you're going to, the information you're going to get from us is going to be something that puts money in your bank account. And that's what you're out here for. That's what you hit our website for, and that's what you're looking for. All these other guys where you're going to go and you're going to say, okay, I want to spend $500 on Facebook, and then you look back at your bank account and it says, well, I got $50 for a $500 investment. Those guys took your money and they took you for a sucker. And we want to make sure that we block you from that. We teach you how things actually work, and we're going to make sure that what you leave with is an education, so that it doesn't matter when you're done with us, you can run and you can take it and you can make money for yourself. So go ahead and fill out your evaluation. We know it costs a little bit of money, but it's worth it, because it's going to put money in your pocket, and you're going to leave with an education that you can leave for yourself and say, I can probably do this on my own because I was educated. It was like I went to school, and now I can go do it on my own. So fill out your evaluation, and we look forward to talking to you soon.